All right, second graders, it is the end of the second quarter and it's the start of the third quarter. So I need to know how much you have grown in reading. Because you guys have been reading all the second quarter and you guys are becoming smarter, you're learning more words, you're becoming more fluent. So I want to check your reading level. And the way I need to do this is through the STAR reading test. So what you're going to do is you are going to log in like you normally would to go take an AR quiz. So, Caden, tell Mrs. Murphy your username.
KB720.
Thank you. So Caden is KB720, and then his password would be 720. Okay? Now, when you log in, remember you have your orange app for AR, you have your pink app for Freckle. Today you're going to go to the STAR reading test, and you're going to click on it, and it asks you, are you inside your school? And you're going to say yes. And if you're at home remote learners, you can also click yes. Now, it will ask you for the password. I will come around, if Miss Subert's able, she'll come around, I'll give her the password. Mrs. Subert and I will have to put in the password to start your test. And remote learners, your parents will have to put in the password, and it's on the sheet that is under today's work. So I'm going to put in the password. And then it'll say this test is about to start. Sometimes you have practice questions. Sometimes you'll have 5 practice questions. Did Caden have any practice questions? No, because he's starting the test, and the reason why I know that is the test has 34 questions. So he will start at question 1, and he will read it on his own with no help from Miss Subert or Mrs. Murphy, and then he will pick which one's the better choice. Now, if you see the timer up here, what does that mean? Okay, Rain?
How fast you could get it done?
Well, a timer will appear if what, Ingrid? Not how fast.
Because you're taking that much.
You're taking a little bit of time, and the computer program, Renaissance Learning, Start Test, they think that you're like stuck. And so then they're going to have you move on to the next question. Okay? So if you ever see that timer, it just means that you need to kind of, your time is up for this question, you need to move on to the next question. They just don't want you stuck on a question for a long time. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to stop this test. You are going to finish all 34 questions. Now, some of the questions will be easy, and some will be more difficult. And the reason why they start kind of easy and go more difficult is they want to really see what your reading level is. So if you're getting some really hard questions, that is awesome. That means that you're reading like a 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade reading level. And sometimes they get to be very long too. Right, Raylan?
They get like 3, 5, big.
Yes.
And then the timer pops up and I'm like, I'm still reading.
Right. So just do your best. So Raylan says as you become a really good reader, like a 3rd, 4th, 5th grade level reader, you get longer things to read, longer passages. And then sometimes it takes you longer to read, and then sometimes that timer pops up. Just do your best. So I want everybody doing their best. I do not want anyone hurrying through this test. Because if you hurry through it, and your reading level goes down, guess what Mrs. Murphy's going to make you do?
Click down.
Redo it. Retake the test. Are you going to want to retake the test? No. So do not hurry through it, because if you hurry through it, I'm going to make you retake the test. And it's not fun to have to take a test twice. So just take your time. I'm going to give you 50 minutes to take this test, almost an hour. So you have plenty of time, so there's no need to hurry, okay? Questions on the test, right?
You don't need to just like try to guess the word.
Yeah, don't just try to guess the word.
You like don't even
You're
really
right.
just like try to
Right.
guess.
Yeah, do your very
I like
best.
the words with this.
Okay, now, Libby, did you have a question?
It's not really a question for the test. Do I have to wear my headphones because it's too big?
You know what? For this test, you don't need headphones because it's not reading it to you. Because it wants phones for this test, okay? Now, when you get to question 34 and you're done, I would like you to raise your hand and Miss Subert and Mrs. Murphy will come around and just look at your iPad to make sure you completed the test. Then we will give you, it says my second grade report card, and it has an oval. This is where you're going to draw a picture of you, and if you want to color it, that would be great. And then you're going to put your name at the bottom in your best handwriting. You can just do your first name, or if you want to do your first and last, that is fine, but do your best handwriting. And then you're going to glue it onto one of these teal pieces of construction paper, just like we did the first quarter. Do you guys remember the first quarter when we did these? No? So, these were my remote learners. I couldn't send these out last quarter because I didn't get them in time, but I'm going to swap with remote learners, and these are the ones that are going to use. So, we did this first quarter. You might not remember, but the second quarter, it's going to be kind of similar, but a little different. So, I want you to get this done so that we can fill these with all of our report cards and all of our reports to go home on Friday, okay? Then when you get done with this, if your name is on the board, John, Keaton, Corla, Rain, and Ellie, you will AR read, so you can make your goal by the end of today. If your name is not on the board, you have two choices. You AR read at your desk, or you can do Epic. Now, as we take our tests, what should our voices level be? Rain? Silent, because we want everyone focused and everybody able to do their best work. And I don't want anyone distracted by anybody talking. So if you need something, Miss Subert or I will walk around, just have your hand up. So your butts are going to stay glued in your chair and your hand's going to be up if you have any questions. Okay? All right. Any last questions before we get started?